Hi friends, thank you very much for clicking ABC Learning English Solution. Friends, today on this podcast we are going to discuss about the voice change of interrogative sentences. So my dear friends, if you are new on this channel, there is the link in the I button where I have discussed the rules of voice change. You just visit this video at first, then click on this video. It will be very beneficial for you. So my dear friends, you know that interrogative sentences, we are talking about interrogative sentence right now, and interrogative sentence is divided into two parts. One is called yes no type question, another one is called WH type question. So why this is called yes no type question and why this is called WH question? Actually my dear friends, some of the questions which are used in English language, these are started with maybe do, does, did, shall, will, or any kind of auxiliary verbs like am, is, are. So some of the questions are started with these types of auxiliary verbs, and some of the questions are started with WH words. That means the words which starts with the WH, the latest WH, who, where, when, etc. For these questions, my dear friends, where you can see at first there is the auxiliary verbs, for these questions you can answer yes or no. By saying yes or no, you can answer your questions. Suppose, do you play cricket? Do you play cricket? This is the question. You can answer yes or no. But here, who is playing cricket? If the question is this one, who is playing cricket? Who is playing cricket? We cannot answer by saying yes or no. We cannot say here. We have to write down the full sentence here, or we have to give some other informations in these questions. So these questions are called WH questions, and these questions are called yes no type questions. And today we will focus on this part. Today we'll focus on this part because you know, my dear friends, this is a very big chapter and the video will be much more longer, and I do not want it actually. That's why today we'll focus on this section only. So my dear friends, in interrogative sentence, you know, interrogative means these questions always ask something, and that's why question mark is mandatory for it. After the completion of the words, we have to punctuate properly, otherwise it will be a meaningless thing. So in interrogative sentences, we have to place question mark at the end of the sentence, and this format is always asking you something. Now in present indefinite tense, we always use do or does to form the questions. At the beginning we use do or does. As it is second person, we have used do. If it is third person singular number, then we have to use does. So the question is, do you play cricket? We have to convert it into passive one. You is the doer here, so it is in active form, and we have to convert it into passive one. So what to do? My dear friends, always we have to remember that this passive form also be a question. So obviously at the beginning there will be auxiliary verbs. So now here you can see this is the present tense. So obviously we have to use the present auxiliary, and you know, cricket, this is the object here, it will be placed as a subject. So cricket will be placed here. Now as it is indefinite tense, so we have to use the present auxiliary. This is present tense, we have to use the present auxiliary. So cricket, we have to write down is, you know, cricket. With cricket we have to use the singular verb is, and at first we have to place it because we are gonna make a question. Now after those, so the object became the subject, and we have placed the auxiliary verbs at the beginning. After that we have to use the third form of the verb. So it is play, that means it will become played. Then by, and after that the subject of active sentence will become the object of the passive sentence. So by you, it will be you, and at the end we have to place question mark. So is cricket played by you? This is the question in passive form. Now my dear friends, I have seen many of us just face different types of problems to convert active question into passive one. For those, I can apply a trick here. Let's look at this. So my dear friends, here this is the question: you play cricket. Do you play cricket? So here we will use only these words: you play cricket. That means this is not the proper form of the given sentence. We are using the affirmative structure of this one. So you play cricket, this is the affirmative structure. Now we can change it. So we have to use cricket. Now as it is present indefinite tense, we have to use is, cricket is, then V3, played, then by, then the new object, that is you. Now my dear friends, this is the affirmative structure, and after that we can replace the words. You know, in interrogative sentence we have to use the auxiliary verbs at the beginning. So just write down is at the beginning, is, then this one, this is the subject, that is the cricket, then the rest of the words, played by you, and finally you put down the question mark. Now my dear friends, you can see this is the passive form of this given sentence. In this way you can solve it, but the problem is that it is a lengthy process. If you have any problem regarding this one, you can apply this theory, otherwise you directly can solve this one. My dear friends, this is another question. This is in active form. Are they playing cricket? It means auxiliary verb and verb with ing. It means it's present continuous interrogative sentence. Now we have to convert it into passive sentence. So first of all, my dear friends, if you have any problem directly solving from active to passive, you can think about in this way: they are playing football. Now you can easily solve it. That means your subject will be the object of this sentence, that is cricket. Cricket. Now it is continuous tense, so you have to use the auxiliary verb, and cricket, with cricket you have to use is. Cricket is. As it is continuous tense, you have to write down being, then the V3, then by, then the new object, that means the subject they. It is the subjective form and we are using this term as the object, so we have to use the objective form of this one, that is them. It became passive, but think about it, the structure is in positive form or affirmative form. Just we have to interchange this one: is, then cricket, then the rest of the words. So we just replace this one: is cricket being played by them, and obviously we have to place the question mark and at the end of the sentence. So my dear friends, it became the passive of interrogative sentence. Actually, my dear friends, first of all we have to use the auxiliary verb. In question form, always we have to use the auxiliary form. And you know, this passive sentence is also an interrogative sentence. So at first we have to write down the auxiliary verb which are used according to the tense, and after that we have to write down the new subject. Then we have to use the V3, and before that, as per the need of the verb, we can use being. In perfect tense we have to use been, you know it. So before that we have to use, in continuous tense, being. In perfect tense we have to use been, BEEN, been. In this way we have to change this, and then we have to write down, obviously we have to write down by, then we have to write down the new object, and finally we have to put down a question mark. This is the structure of interrogative sentence in passive form. My dear friends, I think it's clear to you, and you can apply this process, or you can apply these tricks in your regular sentences, maybe in speaking or maybe in writing, as you like. So my dear friends, thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you very much. And I have a suggestion. I'd like to request you to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. So my dear friends, thank you very much.